What's up, y'all? We are back at the Glass Mansion. We are picking up right where we left off. So this is right after we poured those footers. I told you that we had 18-foot walls coming, so check it out. These things are ridiculous. The guys are now tying off new rebar to go vertical. Now what's gonna happen is these walls are gonna come out 18 feet on our high side, and then they're gonna go over to near grade on the low side, kind of toward the side of our lot. What this is going to do is we're gonna get all of these walls in, and then we need to get select fill. This is more of like a granular fill where all of it is about the same size, so it compacts really well. What's tough about this is each lift, you have to go in 8-inch intervals, and we have to get a proctor to come out and test the compaction after every lift. So take that 18 feet divided by 8 inches, and we have a test every single time. So talk about trying to stay on schedule. If you have rain in the middle of it, it screws it all up. It's just mind-blowing, and it costs a ton of money. But it ensures that we are doing everything per plan. And what's gonna happen is after we get all that compaction, it's necessary because the actual pool shell, the foundation of the pool, we shoot that in what's called a gunite. It's basically like a concrete that you spray and it sticks to the walls. That is going to sit on these retaining walls and all of the fill in between. So just like the $1 million pool, we're making this huge foundation for this big pool to sit on. And then the pool and the deck are gonna connect into, there's a little bridge. These two structures are separate. There's gonna be the pool walls and the pool foundation itself. And then there's going to be the home, right? And there's gonna be a small bridge, and then there's gonna be another giant foundation for the home. We are bringing in over 2,500 yards of fill on this site. Absolutely mind-blowing. That's over 2,500 tons. This is, again, monumental, like $1 million pool levels of concrete and fill, and we got a lot of work ahead of us. So the guys get in a certain amount of rebar, and then what they're gonna do is they're gonna put our plywood forms right behind the rebar on one side. They're gonna get all that plywood up, and then they're gonna get our snap ties in. So what the snap ties do is they go through both sides of the wooden forms and through the rebar. They have an eye hook on both ends. You put the snap tie through one side, you then have a clamp, and you clamp it through, and there's a lever, and it uses tension to pull that snap tie through. And then you use another one on the other side, so now there's tension on those snap ties all along, and it sucks in those forms on both sides, because the last thing you want is a spill out, man. Absolutely awful, devastating to a project. So you beef these up. What's really cool about those clamps is they also have a cleat that all of our 2x4s can sit on, so you can brace the wall from bottom to top, tighten it all down, and you know it's not going anywhere when you pour. I want to give a shout out to Venditti LLC. They are doing a ton of our concrete, a ton of our excavation and underground utilities, but special shout out to their crew. We call these guys the Rod Busters. They come out and they're the ones that do all the rebar work. And as you can see, it's not easy. They're cutting metal, they're carrying heavy steel around the site all day. They're locking in those forms, and they're tying off each and every time that rebar connects and intersects each other. They're tying it all off, and man, it is tedious work, but these guys are crushing it. Now that you see all of these walls formed up, you can see what a mammoth this structure really is. And I want to point out a few things. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. What we're doing for the top portion, at where basically the retaining walls meet and gonna be the foundation of the pool, we're gonna do a concrete pan deck. So just like we did at the boat dock, we're gonna do a metal pan deck and pour concrete on top of it. We partitioned off these two halves, the high side and the low side. The lower side, that's kind of at grade, that's really where the pool is. The high side is all going to be a deck that's gonna be tiled over there, but underneath, we're gonna utilize the void space as kind of like a pump shed. So we're gonna put all the pool equipment. We have well pumps, we have irrigation pumps, we're going to have septic grinder pumps, and all of this needs to have airflow and exhaust and access, which we're gonna add in later. A quick word from our longtime sponsor, Ends Energy Pouches. Guys, right now it's about 4 p.m. as we're filming this video. I am done with caffeine for the day. After this, I'm gonna need to head home, spend some quality time with the family, and not be jittery and be in the right headspace. So I'm reaching for the cinnamon flavored Focus Blend right now. What I love about the Focus Blend is it is still loaded with nootropics like L-theanine, L-tyrosine, and alpha GPC. And let me tell you guys, this stuff really works. It keeps my mind sharp. Now, I'm a big gum guy as well. I love cinnamon flavored gum, and this is very, very similar. If you love cinnamon gum, you're going to love this Cinnamon Ends pouch. Head on over to nzepouches.com, put in promo code JGB, and get your 15% off. We are now getting into those walls. So what we've done in the past is we've poured in about 8-foot increments, but Venditti, they do some massive highway projects, big time commercial stuff. They said, hey guys, we are comfortable with pouring this whole entire wall in one go. They talked to our engineer, they told him how they were gonna do it, and he gave them the green light. And I like this, right? Because then you don't have a cold joint between the two walls. It's all just poured monolithically. But you have to do this very carefully. So the first thing they do is you see the mouth at the end of that pump truck. It was kind of this rubber, kind of a fatter mouth like mine that just spits out a lot of garbage, right? Just talks all the time, doesn't shut up, you know? But this mouth is good for like spitting out big volumes of concrete when you don't have to be like super precise, but they put on this needle nose. It's just a long metal cylinder and it's really tall because what we want to do is be able to thread the needle inside those walls, get down between the rebar and go down to the bottom and place our way up, right? So they get that in there and you can see there's guys down at the bottom. They're checking everything the whole time. They want to make sure that everything's nice and tight and we don't have any leaks. And what we do is we start at the bottom, we go around, and we want to get all around that perimeter so that it starts to set up. Because if all this concrete is just wet and you go in to pour the whole thing, you are asking for problems. Setting up the bottom portion, you're literally making a stronger foundation for more concrete to go on. And then another thing is look at these vibrators. This is the longest vibrators I've ever seen. They're like 20 feet long because same principle. They got to get down there at the bottom to vibrate and get all those air pockets out along with that needle nose as it's shooting the concrete. Looking at all the angles back on the video and just seeing how huge this structure is, look at the forms. It looks like a freaking house. We're basically framing up a house like a bridge for the guys to walk all around. I mean, it needs to be so strong to hold in all of this concrete. Just these walls alone are about 80 yards. So between the footers and just these walls, we're nearly at 200 yards of concrete already. Absolutely mind-blowing. The guys are doing an excellent job pouring their way around, and they get to about 6.5 trucks, and that's kind of that tall area, and you can see them finally kind of topping it off. Once that area is filled up, we have the finishers working at smoothing the tops already. There's no keyway there, but once we get down to the lower portion, the guys start placing all of that concrete, and there is some more keyways that they need to make because they're gonna add on to certain parts of these walls. It takes about 1.5 trucks to get these lower walls in for a total of about 8 trucks for today's placement, and man, everything went super well. Now, one of my favorite parts about a concrete placement is when you're done and everything has gone well and you can bust those forms off. Just check it out. It's so oddly satisfying. The rhythm of the guys hitting off literally thousands of those clamps. They got to get off all the clamps, all the 2x4s, and then all of that plywood that was right up next to the concrete. Now, a lot of this stuff is reusable. Obviously, the clamps, you see this huge pile here. We're going to keep those for future projects. A lot of those 2x4s are still in great shape. Most of the plywood, it's kind of iffy. Some can be reused, some can't, right? You don't want to be using nasty wood for next forms, but it can be used for other different things, right? But look at how beautiful this structure is. It's nice and smooth. The corners are sharp. They look great. I want to point out a couple things. there's a big opening in the side of our big wall. That is the doorway to our pump shed. So that's where we're gonna get all of our pool equipment in, those irrigation pumps, the water pumps, all that stuff. And then there's few different areas where there's holes cut into the side. Those are for exhaust. The ones that are high up there, we're gonna have exhaust fans, and the pool heater is gas. It's actually gonna be propane, so it's gonna exhaust out of that hole, and then that exhaust fan is gonna keep airflow going. There's another hole down at the bottom, and that's where the plumbing from the pump shed is gonna leave that structure and go connect into the main water source at the main house. But guys, this job, just like the $1 million pool, is absolutely nuts. We're gonna be documenting all of these different processes, putting them into nice finished videos of, like, instead of just doing a week where like maybe we're caught in the middle of a task, we're gonna wait till that task is done, till the footer's poured, till the walls are poured. We're gonna give you some awesome polished videos. As always, I appreciate y'all so much for watching. Like, comment, share, definitely subscribe. But if you interact, I always love interacting back. I'll see y'all on the next one.